John Morosi on the MLB Network. Red Sox are well behind the Mets and the Yankees when it comes to Juan Soto. He said they could pivot to pitchers like Corbin Burns or Blake Snell.
No. You sure about that?
Not Blake Snell.
Not Blake Snell anymore.
Although, it's comforting to know that they were in on it. Like, they wanted Blake Snell to some degree. They also, according to reports, wanted Yusei Kikuchi. So the two biggest pitchers that have already signed, you're allowed to sign guys now, by the way. You don't have to wait till March.
No.
You can sign them now. Two big money pitchers that apparently the Red Sox were interested in, signed elsewhere.
One big money pitcher.
I mean, $22 million a year is not.
I know, but if the Red Sox sign a pitcher for 3 years, $60 million, we're not going to throw a parade for that.
But wouldn't he be the highest paid pitcher on the team?
Probably.
Annual?
Yeah.
No, he would be. So I you're right. That's not Blake Snell money. Blake Snell got 3 times the amount of money, but especially if you're talking about adding 2 guys, right? Corbin Burns and like Kikuchi would have been a solid right? Like I could see that being like the second guy.
If he was the second guy and he's your third or fourth starter, you're like, okay.
I just find it hilarious and also not surprising that the reports are they were in on both of these guys, but they didn't get either one.
Okay, so a lot of news to catch you up on here. And it is effectively a Patriots Friday on a Wednesday on Jones and Keefe. We'll talk to Dietrich Wise this hour. We'll get you Would You Rather on a Wednesday. 4-pack of questions for Patriots and Colts coming up later on in the program, plus Keefe's Keys to Thanksgiving. If you missed the Bozo touchdown parlay, we tweeted it out at Jones and Keefe on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find that on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Get that on your phone. Take it with you all holiday season. A lot of driving this time of year. Good thing to have on your phone. Blake Snell signs for 5 years, $182 million with the Dodgers.
Dodgers? I thought the Dodgers were good. I thought they didn't need to add anybody.
So
now next year in their rotation, they're going to have Shohei Ohtani back.
Yep. He's
Yamamoto. Tyler Glasnow.
Yep.
And Blake Snell.
You led the Dodgers to the World Series.
Congratulations.
They did. As you referenced, Keith, John Heyman did make sure to tweet out the Red Sox were in on both Snell and Kikuchi before
Good
losing
job,
out.
Guys.
They lost out.
Oh.
They do seek rotation upgrades and have preferred a lefty.
I bet they'll get the next guy.
Okay,
I feel like the next guy.
Are we being a little inconsistent on this? None of us even like Blake Snell. So why are we crushing them for not getting Blake Snell?
They did.
Did they?
Well, they were offering
everything.
If they weren't interested, why would you even talk to them?
But everything I've read, it was Burns and Fried and then Snell.
I'm just saying, who was that we played coming back?
That was Morosi.
So Morosi saying, hey, if they don't get Soto, they could pivot to like Burns and Snell. Well, Snell's already off the board.
Yeah, that's...
I just think they're not getting...
There's two things that are scary about this. Yes. I don't care that Blake Snell signed somewhere else. I didn't want him. You didn't want him. Billy didn't want him. We didn't want him. So I don't want to be inconsistent on that. There are two scary things. Number one...
They're not getting guys.
Well, guys are getting snapped up.
Yeah.
Number two, 180 for Blake Snell. 182 over 5 years for Blake Snell. That's probably more than I expected.
So Burns is worth 900.
Okay. That just means the price, I think, on Burns and Fried is higher than I thought.
Right.
Which means now I do feel a little less like the Red Sox are going to get one of those guys. They got priced out on Yamamoto last year. Oh, we're totally in on him, but then the market got out of control.
They're not. So I am with you. Like,
hang on, but you really think they're not going to get any of these guys?
Well, no, that's not true. I mean, they got Lucas Giolito last year, so they'll get somebody.
They're not going to get Burns.
They'll get Shane Bieber.
They're not going to.
Yeah. Shane Bieber is on the shelf all year, so they would. That is a guy that fits their.
They're not going to get Fried.
Their MO. No.
Bob Nightingale, USA Today, the Boston Red Sox, who were in on Blake Snell, more of that, are now focusing on Max Fried to upgrade their rotation.
They're going to be so close. They might be the first team just to miss him.
So you're saying
wasn't
no?
That tweet like 5 minutes after Snell signed?
Yes.
So how does he know? What does he know?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, they're going to focus on Fried. Haven't they been focused on him before?
Well, maybe they're focused on Fried and Burns. So you're a no. Hang on. You're a no. You're a no on Burns. You're a no on Fried. They will get neither.
Oh, they'll get neither. I would
so
love
sure about
Burns.
That.
So Fried, let me just say this real quick. On the off chance that they do sign Fried, I don't want to be the guy like, oh, you're saying this now.
I think you like him more than I do.
I do, but even still, like, he's not a huge strikeout guy. So there is like a little concern, like, how elite can he be? He finished second in the Cy Young in 2022. He this past year had a 3.25 ERA, which is obviously very good. The most innings he's ever pitched is 185. But that's also maybe kind of the new norm. How many guys throw 200 innings now? It's so rare. Although, if you just do quick math, if they do 33 starts in a healthy season, and even if they average 6 innings a start, that's like 198.
Yeah.
So I don't know, is 200 even that? Is it still that big of an ask? Maybe it is.
I mean, a lot of pitchers don't do it.
Is there a number in your mind? You're like, oh, a guy hasn't gotten like 180.
Yeah, that's probably the number.
So
That's
he's
probably
done
the
that
number nowadays.
So he's done that once. So like. Again, I don't want to poo-poo on the guy before they even sign him. I'd be happy with him. He'd be an upgrade to what they have.
Yeah.
But he's not Burns. Like, Burns is up here.
Here's
then there's
my-
a gap.
Also,
Here's my
Fried is a ground ball pitcher, and they can't field.
Well, true. Although they might be addressing that. We'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah.
But I don't want to chastise them for spending money. But then once they sign Fried, we are going to have some nitpicks with him if they sign someone
But
like
I just want
Fried.
to. I want to say that now.
Yeah,
Let me just get
fair.
out on the record now and be like, I like Fried, but he's certainly not the perfect prospect.
And again, you like him more than me. I just say it
Yeah.
like this. I don't really think he's an ace.
Yeah.
And so if you're spending that kind of money, I want an ace, is what I would say.
Good news though, Nick. He won 3 Gold Gloves, so he could just field.
So he can
Oh.
just do it all himself.
Oh, nice.
That's
it's like
the plan.
It's like a Mark Burley type.
That's right.
Lefty who can field his position.
Yeah, he'll call you off.
Yeah.
he'll catch a pop fly.
I like that. As it relates to Juan Soto, your guy John Heyman had this, Keith.
Yeah, I missed it because he blocked me on Twitter.
The Red Sox are increasingly seen as the legitimate contender in the sweepstakes for generational slugger Juan Soto,
Nice.
and are stepping up their efforts.
Let's go.
We had heard who had the report yesterday that they had upped their offer.
Nightingale, maybe.
That sounds
Hector
right.
Gomez.
Thank you,
Oh,
Hector
thank
Gomez.
you.
Up
Thank
the
you.
years, up the money.
Okay, Heyman concurs.
Whee!
They are
So instead of-
stepping up their efforts to lure him away from their historic AL East nemesis, the Yankees.
Good for them.
Sources say the Red Sox are attempting to sell Soto on his fit in Boston, a fit both at Fenway Park and within the history of the franchise. I guess
Yep.
they were trying to sell him on like Ted Williams.
Ted
and
Williams.
Yaz and stuff. I wouldn't lean in on that.
Yep. Freddie Lynn.
His fit at Fenway Park, fine.
Yeah.
I would lean out on the Lynn Williams,
Troy
Yastrzemski
O'Leary.
stuff. I don't think
I
he's
love
going to
Troy.
care about that.
I love Troy O'Leary.
I also like Troy O'Leary.
He's awesome.
But okay, does this feel like, do you think this is the Red Sox getting used, where the Red Sox are in, but they're getting used to get better offers out of the Mets or the Yankees? Or do you think this is just the interest kings things? The Red Sox want you to think they're in on the player.
It's
What's more
both.
like?
I think they're using each other.
Okay,
in a way.
what's more, though?
Red Sox want their fans to think they're in on
that
it.
to me is worse. If they're getting used,
Yep.
that at least means they really want the player and other teams are just going to bid more than them, which I'm still mad about, but I'm not as angry about. These are fake offers and we're just trying to win the fan base over.
I think Soto needs it less because Yankees and Mets are both in. He was just on the Yankees, but they could lose him. He fit with the Yankees. The Mets are spending like crazy. They spent a lot of money. Then they did like a little bit of a reset, and they were like, "All right, these guys." Remember, like Scherzer and stuff, and they're like, "All right, let's stop with that." They traded away some of their guys, and then now they're back in on it again, and they want to take him. So I think Soto's going to get a good bidding war regardless. Obviously, if you're Boris and him, as many teams, the merrier. But I think the Red Sox, after so much negative publicity and seeing him, and that was also the guy, too, where during the season, everybody kind of made like, there's no way they're in on Soto. There's no way that they're in on Soto. They're like, oh, yeah? Yeah, we are. Oh, we met with him, and now we're gonna pay him a lot of money. And instead of finishing 5th, we're gonna finish 3rd. And like that's what it feels like to me.
Okay. I would again feel worse about that. If they are being used,
Yeah.
and Boris is just taking their offer and bringing it back to the Mets and saying, well, here's the Red Sox offer, so you got to give us X, Y, and Z. Again, I'm still not happy, but I feel better about that than just let's be in the mix just to get some headlines and win our fan base back, and we're intentionally going to lowball Juan Soto. Now, look, do I think they're going to land Soto? No, I put it at 10%.
Yep.
I don't love reading about how they're upping their offer and they're trying to step up their interest and things like this. I don't love reading that. But they're still alive, I think, for Burns and Fried. You don't. They also have a plan B to pivot off of Juan Soto that I find very intriguing. And it involves Rafael Devers and the long-term plan there.